is a paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Good morning. Welcome to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. I'm your host, Harvey Freed. Alongside of me, Alex Infusi.
What's up, Old Man River?
Hey, thank you very much for that comment.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. You tried to get me older last week, but I do appreciate
I did.
that.
I cut you off by a week.
All right. So, dinner on somebody else tonight, right? Is that the deal? Is that what you get?
What do you got going on, man?
Oh, not too much.
What are you going to do tonight?
I don't know, but I could use some more sun out there. I'll tell you that, and enjoy the weekend. But it looks like summer's not ready to give up, and we're going to be talking with Dan Dubinsky. There you are, Dan from Skyward Realty. How you doing?
Hey, good morning. Happy birthday.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
You look good.
Home buying season, notorious in Michigan for really being in the nicer months when weather breaks in the springtime. I don't think we're going to have that this year. And it's been over the last 3 years, great time to buy with the low interest rates, people coming out of that depression that we had in 2006, 2007. So I don't think the weather really affects it, but hopefully this extended summer will get some more families out there to get interested in some housing.
Well, school's starting soon, so people who haven't found something and really need to get something in before school starts, they're out there. So it's a busy weekend. I'm sure next 2-3 weekends will be busy.
We'll talk about all the homes that are still available out there and some statistics and information like that. Alex, as you know, we take all your phone calls, 248-539-9797. Always at Capital Mortgage at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. And rates, as we always want, just get them out of the way real quick. I mean, the Fed hinted at their decision. They got a little symposium in Jackson Hole. Sounds like a nice place to vacation.
Well, we paid for it.
Yeah, taxpayers, of course, are paying for it. They're out in the mountains talking about all the big decisions about the global economy.
You can't go to D.C. You have to go to Jackson Hole.
They got to go somewhere nicer.
Yeah, of course.
Relax in there and talk about when they're going to move the rates up. It's also been a venue, though, recently and over the past years where the Fed officials are a little bit more candid about their decision making. And one week we talked about...
How'd that work out on Tuesday?
Not so good,
Yeah, not so good for the stock market.
So anyways.
So they're not, as much as I hate to talk about rates because I think it's, you're talking 40-year lows, 50-year lows right now. As soon as the Fed starts saying we're going to increase rates, maybe down the road, maybe by the end of the year, maybe the first quarter of next year, how'd the market react?
I was sort of chuckling.
They may creep up. They're not exactly. They're not going to 8%. I promise.
What people don't realize, and if you ask anyone who talks about interest rates, if you said, what rate are you talking about? They would have no answer. There is no answer. Last week I gave it a try. A couple of people brought up, the discussion about interest rates and with the Fed and this and that. And I said, well, what happens? What does the Fed move? They didn't know what's the Fed funds rate. They don't know that it's at zero now. And nobody knows that if it even burps up a little to a half or a quarter, it may not affect mortgage interest rates at all. Might not even affect them at all. So nothing really to worry about there. 248-539-9797. Dan, we're going to be talking about purchasing today. Sort of the last couple weeks here. Maybe you got 2 or 3 weeks left. Again, school doesn't really dive in. Again, it's starting to go back after
when does
Labor
school
Day.
start?
Well, some of the private schools have already started, but most Tuesday after Labor Day. Yeah. And Dan, there's no doubt that, you could still get into you're not going to fall that far behind. A lot of kids are still in elementary school. You're not going to lose a whole bunch in that first couple weeks. So maybe an opportunity to go find something.
Well, what it means is that a lot of the inventory that we had that sat there is moving now. We're seeing some of these homes that have been on for a month or two. People are saying, well, I got to get into something. So we want to get out there fairly soon because I think the inventory is going to get lower as we get closer to start of school.
Right. Will things cool off as they typically do in the fall and the winter? That's what happens. Houses have been flying off the market, condos, duplexes, anything that is priced right and is a really good investment, a nice shelter, a good roof over your head, good school districts. It's gone. The house is gone.
Yeah. It's a good time too after you're settled down in fall for investors to start looking. I think we saw in the newspaper 2 weeks ago the rental rates are just amazing out here, and a lot of these properties.
You're going to pay for it though.
Yeah, you're going to pay for it, but you can still cash flow.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Properties.
Yeah, 100%. You're going to pay for it. You're not going to steal a rental property. No.
In the rental market, what you want to do, as long as you're in the black, cash flowing, you're good. And the biggest killer in rentals is a vacancy rate. If you don't have anyone in there, you're not getting paid.
You get crushed right away.
You really do. So we're finding that a lot of our people that are established instead of the stock market, they're putting money into these rental properties.
Nothing wrong with diversifying your portfolio. Always a great idea. We usually have some stockbrokers on throughout the year to talk about diversification, all the good things you can do.
Financial advisors.
Mr. Bone himself. 248-539-9797. Let's go to some calls here this morning. We'll start things off with Ed out in Brownstown. Good morning, Ed. Welcome to our show.
Good morning. How are you gentlemen this morning?
What's up, Ed?
Okay, I recently sold my home. I'm waiting for the new buyers to have their home inspection. I'm moving into a condo, and what I need is a non-conforming mortgage because the condo is not, the area is not complete yet. There's only like 15 houses or 15 condos out of like 30.
It's not
35.
a non-conforming; it's a non-warrantable condo. There's a huge difference. So the
Okay,
product
well,
you're looking for.
I was told non-conforming by the realtor.
Yeah, well, that's because they sell houses and they don't do mortgages.
Okay.
You need it's a non-warrantable condo, which means it's not complete. One individual owns more than 10% of the condo complex. Any number of factors can
Alex, how many of
throw it out
these
there.
did we do in the early 2000s?
We did a lot. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple different things. You're going to need. I mean, how much of a down payment do you have?
We're putting $40,000 down on a 207.5 price.
Okay.
You might need
20%. Is that 20 or
I
just
think you
under?
need 20.
Yeah, that's 20%.
I think you need 25% down with the product I have on a non-warrantable condo.
We might have them at 20, though. We might, no?
So I mean,
double check
You
on
can
that.
still do it, man. I mean, you're going to pay a little bit higher interest rate because it's a higher risk loan. It's not developed yet. I mean, and the reason why it's high risk is because what if the builder just all of a sudden pulls out and says, "Hey, I'm not going to finish this complex."
Sure, I understand. And then we could, if the gets over 51%, then we can refinance. I know
Sure,
that.
absolutely.
But,
Yep.
I don't think anything's going to be wrong with your rate, though, Ed, if you do go down that road. What we'll do is we'll follow up with you after the show and see what we can put together for you. Definitely like to make an offer. And again, just requires a little bit larger down payment. Maybe the rate is slightly higher, but if you got great credit, it shouldn't be that far off from the normal rates.
yeah, our credit is excellent. We don't have a problem
Yeah.
here.
Ed, we'll clap for the show. I'm going to take care of for you, buddy.
All right, great.
Good
Thank
deal.
you
Thank
very
you, sir.
much.
All right.
See you, man.
Sometimes we get an opportunity to make an offer to somebody. It's a little unique property. Again, these non-warrantable condominiums, new projects that are being developed. And what happens is sometimes in bad times, some of the builders forgot about the project. They just walked away from it. They stopped building them. They weren't profitable. They weren't going to be able to sell them. So they didn't have a choice. So some bad things happen.
Telling Alex, we were pretty.
We did a ton of those,
Yeah,
yeah.
we became experts in those condos, the loft condo market.
Oh, yeah.
downtown Birmingham, Royal Oak, Birmingham. You had to figure out a way to get around that because, again, it's a risk. Now, even more so, we did have people that are builders that did walk away from these.
Right.
And that's a big deal. If you're if it's a smaller unit, we saw a bunch of those ones that won. I hate to call it out, but on 11 Mile,
Oh, yep, yeah, exactly.
they built. There was supposed to be 20 units. They built, I don't know, 12.
10,
Yeah, 10, 12, and then just
That was
stopped.
it.
That was it.
And they're profitable now if they go back and rebuild them.
Well, yeah,
I mean, I
had
think they're all back.
they hung in there, yeah, they'd be making a fortune right now. But unfortunately, they're not.
Let me throw the number out there, guys. 248-539-9797. And just along the conversation lines, Trulia, which tracks these pace of sales from June through August, 63% of the homes that were listed back in June are still on the market. That's up slightly from last year. So a lot of the homes that have been listed over the summer, again, 63%, Dan, nationally haven't sold yet.
Yeah, I'd like to see the motivation of those sellers. They're seeing, most of them are going to see that their neighbors are getting a good amount of money for these homes. So they're just going to say, hey, let's throw it up overpriced, see what happens.
Maybe that's what's going on, a little bit of the overpriced.
Or they just don't show well. People should really take, like you said earlier, make their home very nice. Put the new shrubs and then flowers. And your home should usually look as best as it ever did when you're about to sell it.
All right, let's continue some calls here. We got Gabby out there in Shelby Township. Good morning, Gabby. Welcome to the show.
Hi, this is Gabby.
Hi, Gabby. This is Alex.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have a fixed rate loan. It's 5 5/8. Okay, the home's worth about $300,000. We owe about $150,000. We've been in this home for 14 years. Like everybody else, we experienced a substantial income loss in 2008, 2009, 2010, just like everybody else. Okay, so to secure our house, we went Chapter 13 and came out of there with flying colors. We had a discharge February 17th of this year. We're currently working with our lender to try to go the HARP route or to go the refi route. And we've got nothing but, procrastination as far as, well, you've got to wait 4 years after discharge for a conventional remortgage.
That's true.
It is true?
Yes.
Okay, so there's technically no other options that can be taken.
Are you paying PMI currently?
I'm sorry, what?
Are you paying PMI right now? Private mortgage insurance or no?
I'm not.
Oh,
No.
so you're in good shape, Gabby. I mean, there's nothing you can do. You should have no debt except your mortgage payment.
Uh-huh.
You're in good shape.
Sounds good to me.
I mean, what are you trying to do?
We're trying to get the best rate on our home loan.
Yeah, you have no debt except the mortgage. We're going to go to break, Gabby. I'll call you after the show.
All right, thanks for the call. 248-539-9797. All your calls when we come back.
Which hat are you wearing right now? If you're a small business owner, you're wearing quite a few. The CBS Small Business Pulse, built in partnership with First Data, has the insights and inspiration to help your small business grow. Visit cbspulse.com.
Hi, Harry Glantz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, so what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. Look, if you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, it's Mark Malusis and Scott Gramling. Tune in to the perfect lineup this week where we're talking fantasy football. We'll preview the upcoming season, give you everything you need to get started playing 1 week fantasy football at DraftKings.com.
And get this, our friends at DraftKings are starting the season with their biggest contest ever. Use promo code LINEUP to play for free for a shot at the $2 million top prize in the Week 1 $10 million Millionaire Maker, only at DraftKings.com.
Shopping for a new car? Want to take advantage of all those model year-end deals out there? If so, you need to go straight to Edmunds.com. They can help you save up to thousands off MSRP. See, Edmunds Price Promise lets you compare already discounted offers from over 130 Detroit area car dealers and lock in your best deal. You know, I've always trusted Edmunds for car reviews, and now I trust them to help me save too. Before you shop for a car this weekend, whether it's new or used, be sure to go to Edmunds.com and see what you can save. Shop Edmunds.com.
Davenport University offers degrees that are in high demand and that lead to great careers, something that doesn't just happen by accident.
Every year, we go through a process called program review. We study the job markets to make sure programs are delivering what's needed. We have no nostalgia for outdated information.
We make sure our graduates have the skills employers want.
We conduct employment satisfaction surveys to gauge their needs and their interests, and we can adjust our curriculum accordingly. We can approve a new program in 60 days. Other universities may take as long as 6 to 8 years to do the same task.
In business, technology, and health, staying current is essential.
Reviewing technology is a never-ending process. Software, hardware, security, gaming, the cloud. The same with healthcare. Lives are at stake, and the business aspect gets more complex.
For degrees you just won't find at most other universities, get to Davenport and get where the world is going.
Find out how easy it is to continue your education. Talk to one of our admission counselors by calling 800-686-1600. Classes begin August 31st.
Ford Free Ride is on. For a limited time only, get 0% APR financing for 72 months for qualified buyers, so you're free from interest for 6 years. That's on every 2015 car, SUV, and truck, so you're free to choose. Plus $1,000 bonus cash direct from Ford on cars and SUVs, so you're free to save. Interest-free financing for 6 years on every 2015 Ford, plus $1,000 bonus cash on cars and SUVs. Free from interest, free to choose, free to save. But hurry, the free ride ends soon at your local Ford dealer. Not all buyers will qualify for Ford credit financing. 72 months at $13.89 per month for $1,000 finance regardless of down payment. Bonus cash on 2015 cars and SUVs requires Ford credit financing. Not available on 2015 Transit, Transit Connect, E-Series, Super Duty, F-150, Raptor, and Mustang specialty models. Taking retail delivery from dealer stock by 9/8/15. See dealer for qualifications and complete details.
At TIAA CREF, our record sounds like a broken record. We got impressive results in 2013. And 2014, same thing. We're like, hey, weren't we just here? Then 2015, boom, more impressive results. That's the kind of record you'd expect from a company that's created to serve and built to perform. Intelligent investing, powerful results. Visit TIAA.org. TIAA CREF Individual and Institutional Services, LLC. Investing involves risk.
Do you bank online, pay at the pump, use public Wi-Fi? If so, your identity could be at risk. So help protect it with the best, LifeLock. Enroll in minutes and your protection starts immediately. Go to LifeLock.com now and use promo code RISK to save 10%. LifeLock.com.
Want to watch the current season of NCIS or past seasons of The Good Wife? With CBS All Access, you can watch these and other CBS shows live or on demand on your computer, tablet, or smartphone. Go to cbs.com/access now for your free trial.
We're working hard just like you.
97.1 The Ticket.
Welcome back to the show. It is the Hardcore Mortgage Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call here live in the studio, 248-539-9797. Always at Capital Mortgage, a 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. We've got Dan Dubinsky from Skyward Realty in downtown Royal Oak. Always, Dan. Always have fun to have you in here. Yeah, of course, myself, Harvey Frieden, and then Alex Nafusi right next to me. And Alex, we've got tons to get to, and let's continue the calls first, and we'll go to John out in St. Clair. Good morning, John. Welcome to our show.
Hey, how you doing?
Good morning, sir.
Hey, here's my question. It's just looking for roundabout numbers. I'm not in a position yet to get a mortgage, but if, based upon how much I make, is there a formula that you can use with no bills that, if a person makes $100,000 a year with no bills, they would qualify for X amount of a mortgage? So then I would know how much I need to save for a down payment, depending upon the house I want.
John, there is, but you have to think of what you want the payment to be. It's not how much you can be approved for. It's what you want the payment to be.
Okay.
It's usually with my first-time home buyers, I like to work backwards. So if you say, listen, Alex, I want my house payment to be $1,200 a month. We'll work backwards based on the property taxes and homeowners insurance and go from there. I mean, because here, some people, dude, I play a ton of golf. I go on vacation all the time. I don't want a huge house payment. Some of my clients, they don't golf and they don't they don't eat out. They don't go on vacation. They just want the biggest house they can possibly buy.
Well, they might also have children. You're not at that point right now, Alex.
Ever.
Okay, easy. Hey, John, what are you paying right now in rent?
$450.
Okay, come on, John. We're not talking about, if you make $100,000, people typically qualify for roughly 3 times their income. But you're not looking for a $300,000 house?
No.
Yeah, so you'll be well qualified if that's your income. Down payment wise, we'd like to tell you to get at least a minimum of 5% down.
My income is like $70,000 a year.
Very good. You'll qualify no problem at all for what you're looking for. You probably want a house payment of how much?
Maybe $900.
All right. Well, you'll see what's available.
120, 130,000.
Maybe $125,000 house. Yeah, with tax and insurance and everything, right in there.
Okay.
Is that where you're looking? Is that where you're looking, like house-wise, price range?
Well, some of the places we're looking at, we're seeing prices of $150,000, $160,000.
You're probably looking closer to $1,200 in that purchase price range.
Okay, but if I qualify, like if you qualify for like $125,000 and the house is $150,000, I just need to save $25,000 for a down payment.
No.
Okay.
Definitely not.
We need to meet. We're going to meet, John. That's what we're going to do.
If you want to buy for $150,000, you could put as little as 3% down on $150,000.
Okay.
So you're talking $4,500. Yeah, you're fine there. It's not. You don't need 20% down anymore. You can do it as little as 3% down. But John, again, you have to think of what you're comfortable with for your lifestyle. Like you said, you're calling from St. Clair Shores. You might have a huge, sweet boat. You might be, one of those guys that's on the water all weekend. You have to think about what you want that payment to be and what's going to make you happy.
John, we'll definitely invite you to sit down with us, and there's no obligation at all. What you need is just a lot of knowledge behind you. And I think once you get a little of this knowledge behind you, you really open up some doors for you, and you'll see what's available, okay?
Okay, great. I know you guys got my information.
You got it. Thanks,
John.
Definitely
follow up with you. You know what? It reminded me that I think oftentimes that we find people, we think that people know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. We really do. Again, that's not a bad thing. And we sort of assume that they understand the process, they don't. They don't. They don't know. I was involved in a transaction recently where 3 weeks into the transaction, they were asking me about a home inspection. Yeah. So they weren't even sure. They never did a home inspection. I talked to them about the inspection. Hey, you're having an inspection. They said, yeah. But they never actually did one. They thought the appraisal and the inspection were the same thing.
That's a weak agent. An agent should be walking you through that process from step one, getting pre-approved to the very end. And I always tell, at the very first meeting, I tell everyone how it goes, when the inspection process is, when the EMD has to be in, and so forth. But, with his call, I think how buyers look at homes is they, go on the internet, start looking and saying, wow, that $200,000 house I could live in, right? And then they go and say, all right, now, most of these sites have mortgage calculators to figure out if they get in there. But, I think Alex has a great point is you have to make sure that you can not only afford the house, but still afford your lifestyle.
Exactly. It's funny, you said the mortgage calculator. The problem with all of those is, and I've been on many of those sites, is they don't never talk about property taxes, homeowners insurance, or mortgage insurance.
Or your current debt.
Or your
just type in your income, and then you type it in, and it says you can afford this much house.
There could be a lot of bad information out there.
What if you have 9 kids? What if you have 9 kids and make $100,000 a year?
There's a lot of write-offs.
Yeah, you would know.
Buying and selling real estate.
Free, man. Free.
Hey, we're going to take some calls here. 248-539-9797. I mean, it's always fun to buy a house, whether you're buying a larger house for your family or downsizing the purchase. If you don't need all that space anymore, it's still fun. You can catch a break in the marketplace. You never know. You might find the exact opportunity. I mean, now it's the end of the summertime. There are some sellers out there that have to sell their houses. They might have already purchased. They qualified with both, but they need to unload that other house. So there's many opportunities out there. Also, many changes are coming right down the chute within a couple weeks. FHA has made some changes. Now, their changes aren't as significant, but they do have changes coming out on September 14th. Also, the United States Department of Agriculture, the RD Rural Development Loans. That's more of a significant change. 2.75% is their upfront fee now versus 2%. So it did make it a little bit more costly where they're rolling in more money. And again, you want to get your transaction in, you want to get it approved because the RD, the rural development people, they have to log that in before a specific date, which is October, I think it's the night of September 30th.
What's the qualifications in that?
They just have income.
Acreage? I mean, how does it?
No, just a median income, your income.
Oh, okay.
Well, and it's got to be, it's property specific. So
Okay.
it has to be a certain area. But rural development, basically, as we're talking about this, I mean, it's zero down. The PMI is very minimal. It's a great program, but you can't make a ton of money. I mean, it's really
What areas are you talking about here? Are they specific?
Yeah, not in metro areas. In other words, in the Metro Detroit area, it'd be northern Oakland County. And again, you have to punch in the address up near Holly and different areas like that. All of almost Washtenaw, Livingston County, all of those counties.
Towards like Milford and
there are some to the west side, right, to the west side of Oakland County. But in the Tri-County area, you've got areas of Wayne County, and of course in Macomb, northern Macomb has many areas that are rural development loan.
It's a good
zero down.
Yeah,
it's a great opportunity. 248-539-9797. We definitely want to hear from you. We put together some other things that cause delays. I sort of wrote down a list that caused delays in conjunction with a couple articles I was reading. Just going to go over a few of them, Dan. I know this touches you. It's pretty much like do things now. With the new changes in the mortgage industry happening with the new Truth in Lending Disclosure Form, better known as TRID, which is going to be a combined Truth in Lending and RESPA servicing RESPA disclosure form, all that's going to be taking place on October 3rd. Supposed to take place earlier this year on August 1st, and now they're looking at October. And the key is things have to be disclosed properly and the timing of everything. So there's a lot of things that we can go over, and we're going to we'll talk about 10 or so of these different items that you can do.
Anybody that's bought a house or refinanced recently, they've seen all the thousands of documents that come through, and
Right.
they're crazy confusing. And what a lot of guys at our firm do is we have a cost worksheet, and it's basically a simplified spreadsheet that breaks down exactly, what your payment is, what the property taxes are, what your closing costs are. And it really takes, I hate to call it BS, but quite frankly, that's what it is. All the government disclosures out of it. It's very confusing because on the good faith estimates now, you have to disclose all the costs of the entire transaction. So you take the seller's costs, your property taxes, homeowner's insurance, and it'll say your closing costs are some absurd $12,000.
Yeah.
Which is that's not. That's your average costs are like $2,000, maybe $2,500. I mean, it depends on the purchase price of the house, but it's very confusing. So I try to simplify it for my clients, just so here's A, here's B, here's C, C at closing, buy. Here's what I need.
Right. And again, when they show up and they know the numbers within a couple $100 less or more, it's no surprise party. And again, you got to have great people working with you. Hey, let's sneak off to a few calls here. We've got Joe out there in Dearborn. Joe, I think you're calling, and I hope about the HARP loans that are available. Tell me what type of mortgage you have, Joe.
I have a conventional right now. It's 6%. I got it. I bought the house right at, I think, 06, right when everything was kind of overinflated.
You and me both, buddy.
Yeah. And, since then, I messed up my credit a little bit. It's in me and my wife's name, and I've been trying to refinance. I mean, we actually been talking about it more than doing anything about it. And I just want to know how possible that is, and what are the rates at.
What's the balance in your house right now?
180.
You know if it's backed by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac?
What was that?
Your loan, you know if it's backed by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, either one?
No, I've done that online where you try to see it. I don't believe it is.
If it's not backed by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, you're not going to qualify for the HARP program. I can put you in touch with an attorney. They could try to modify that note for you. I mean, 6%. You're almost 2 points above current market. But when you bought the house, how much did you put down? How much money?
It was, we didn't put anything down. It was, they kind of just pushed it through and got us in. We didn't. I did stated income all. But I didn't get a horrible loan. If you're at 6% stated income, 0 down, you're in good shape, partner. All right, I should just probably stay put.
Yep.
Yeah,
just drive
Joe.
through it, buddy. It'll come back, I promise.
All right, Joe, we got to run. Thanks for the call, man. We appreciate it. It's 9:26 if you're just tuning in. When we come back, all of your calls, 248-539-9797.
Jumpstart your career with a business degree from Cleary University. An associate's degree and work experience will only take you so far, and completing your bachelor's degree while you're working full-time won't take as long as you think. At Cleary University, you can earn your bachelor's degree in business leadership in 16 months, giving you the skills and credentials to move your career forward faster. Cleary University is 100% focused on helping you finish your degree. You'll have a clear degree path, maximize transfer credits, and earn up to 1 year of free college credits for work and life experiences. Cleary courses are real and relevant. To us, online doesn't mean on your own. You'll be mentored by industry leaders and collaborate with core groups of peers from day one to graduation. Your time starts now. Enroll and finish your degree ahead of students who wait another year. The Cleary University tuition guarantee means you'll lock in the same tuition rate as long as you stay enrolled. Classes start September 8th, so apply today at cleary.edu. Cleary University. Business strong.
Suburban Cadillac of Plymouth.
Make the choice. Experience the difference. The Suburban Collection.
Last gasp of summer have you waiting to exhale? Time to breathe in that new car smell at Suburban Cadillac of Plymouth, Ann Arbor Road off I-275 with the 2015 Cadillac SRX front-wheel drive luxury edition. Lease SRX for $329 a month for 24 months. That's $329 a month for 24 months with no security deposit required. 1328 due at signing. Must be GMS and Cadillac lease loyal. See dealer for complete details. The SRX from Suburban nets you leather, ultra-view sunroof, park assist, and more. Like a breath of fresh air, Suburban Cadillac of Plymouth. A member of the Suburban Collection, make the choice. And at the Suburban Collection Showplace in Novi, enjoy outstanding events for the entire family.
The Suburban Collection.
Visit SuburbanCadillacofPlymouth.com. Offer expires August 31st.
How much more endurance would the tennis player have if his sleep problems were addressed by a specialist? How much faster could the wide receiver get back to his game if he had a sports medicine expert treating his concussion? How much more would the marathoner enjoy running if she found out her shortness of breath was due to an easily treated respiratory condition? Injury prevention to leading-edge treatment, no one sees the whole athlete like Henry Ford Sports Medicine. Not just orthopedics, but a full team of sports specialists. The only team in Michigan with every member part of a unified group. No one offers more ways to get every muscle, bone, tendon, organ, nerve, and blood vessel working in perfect harmony. Download our sports medicine app and learn more at henryford.com/sports. We're Henry Ford. Together, we can.
I don't know, but I heard some tales. Harry's gear is tough as nails. Coats and jackets, gloves and pants. Work boots, fashion, self-defense. Tactical outdoor survival gear. First responders boxed up here. Flashlights, tents, hats, knives, and tools. Harry's Army surplus rules. Sound off Harry's Army surplus.
Need
uniform or work boots? Harry's has tons of durable and comfortable boots, up to size 17. Stop by Harry's on Telegraph south of Ford Road in Dearborn.
Get the most out of the rest of the golf season. Tee it up with Vargo Golf Company at one of Vargo's 9 Metro Detroit courses from St. Clair to Ann Arbor. Download the free Vargo Golf app on your smartphone for great late season specials and book your tee time right from the app. Also, with 3 beautiful wedding and banquet facilities, you can think Vargo for your special event. Call Vargo at 248-693-7170 or find out more at vargogolf.com. Vargo Golf, your best shot from tee to green.
Don't have time to talk? Send us a text instead. The Galliana's Van Dyke Dodge Ticket Text, 97136. Don't overpay. Get into Galliana's Van Dyke Dodge today.
Sports news all day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Tigers fall to the Blue Jays 5-3. They lost 7 of 8. Giving up 3 home runs was Tiger starter Matt Boyd, who was acquired from the Jays. He allowed 5 runs and 7 hits in 6 innings. Kinsler and Ghost go deep for the Tigers, who visit Toronto today. 12:40 right here at 97.1 The Ticket. Buck Farmer on the mound against Drew Hutchinson. Lions winners at Jacksonville 22-17. Matt Stafford going 11-15 for 2 scores and a $173. One of them the Golden Tate for 62 yards. Calvin Johnson set out for the 3rd consecutive game. From the 1-800-CALL-SAM studios, I'm Jeff Lesson. For more, 97.1theticket.com.
Your sports therapy session.
97.1 The Ticket.
Welcome back to the show, 9:32. If you're just tuning in, it's the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call here live in the studio, 248-539-9797. Always at Capital Mortgage all day long, all weekend long. At 1-800 Low Rate, the Best Mortgage Banker. I'm Harvey Freed. That's Alex Nafusi, Dan Dubinsky with Skyward Realty. We're going to continue some calls here. We've got tons to share with you still. Let's go out to Lynn in Livonia. Good morning, Lynn. You're live on The Ticket.
Hi.
Hey, good morning, Lynn.
How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. Just had a couple questions.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, so a couple years ago, I had my identity stolen, Social Security and all. Since then, I've had some problems. I purchased a home cash, so it's paid free and clear 3 years ago, and I want to do a home equity loan on that, but my credit goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. Nobody's really willing to touch me. I mean, is there someone you would point me to that could help with that?
Harvey Freed would
I would touch you, right? Thank you, Alex.
Sure.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going with that.
Lynn, so give me the rundown quick. But in
Lynn,
all
how do you gotta start that trouble?
You know, it's Harvey's birthday, Lynn. We got to be nice to him. So give me the rundown. So your identity was stolen how many years ago?
2012. So about
2012. And so did you contact the credit bureaus and all that and explain
I
that to
did.
them? And
There's
so
flags on my account, the whole 9 yards. Yep.
And so how is it? So 2012. So we're talking 3 years ago. Have you reestablished your credit yet, or what's going on?
So I got my credit score all the way up to 763.
Perfect.
And then I just have a problem. I don't know if something happens though, because constantly I get fraudulent charges on my credit cards. Like once it happened, it just happens all the time now.
Wow. Here's what I'm going to do, Lynn.
Cancel all that
yeah,
stuff.
I mean, Lynn, I want to run your credit after the show and see what's going on. And I think we need to go through item by item, you know, credit card by credit card and account by account, and see which ones are yours and which ones aren't yours. Legally, you're not responsible for anything that's anything identity-wise that someone stole from you.
Right.
So we just have to get you back on the right track. I mean, 760 is a great credit score. It's just a matter of getting you on the right track and talking to the right people and getting taken care of.
Lynn, do you need a mortgage? Hey, Lynn, do you need a mortgage now or an equity loan? What do you need right now?
No, home equity loan. I just wanted to fix it up.
Yeah, you just want to have some money to fix the house up and all that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, Lynn, it's a great call. I'm happy to help you. Let me call after the show. I'll get some information from you, and we'll get it taken care of.
Sure, sounds good.
All right, cool. Thanks, Lynn.
Thank
All
you.
right, you got it. See ya. Bye-bye.
There you go. That's just bad luck. You know, I mean,
That
again,
sucks.
if your
I don't
identity
like
gets
hearing that.
stolen, right, I mean, it can be a real disaster. Those stories are very scary. And again, a lot of bad people out there.
There are obviously things you can do to protect, your identity from being stolen. I mean, obviously, don't leave, your social security number, bank statements laying around in the trash. But I mean, these hacker guys now, I mean, dude, they're so sophisticated.
Oh,
I mean,
exactly.
I mean, it sucks. I mean, you're talking about people like whatever. The last thing was like going to get gas and paying at the pump. Like, the guys they have like that whatever zapper thing to get your card number. I mean,
It sounds like it's away from her, though. We'd like to check it out.
It is, yeah. It seems it was a long time, a long time ago. But I mean, I hate to be cavalier about it, but I mean, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen.
Look,
I mean,
lenders
it sucks.
Lenders and underwriters. I mean, they love stability. They love good credit. Obviously, it's part of their criteria. Same employer's good. If you have good credit and you've been at the job for a few years, you got stability and you've got savings, you're gonna have absolutely no problems obtaining a mortgage. So again, unless you've got something funky in your life where you just recently are still within a year or so of a bankruptcy, you got back taxes, you owe the state or the federal government back taxes. If you don't have anything, those things going on, you're definitely going to be able to qualify and get a mortgage. And Dan, as we know, rents are up. It's been a theme on the show for the last couple of years. Everyone out there bought up these homes cheap. They're collecting top dollar for these rents, including Mr. Nafusi there. Hey, let's continue some calls. We've got Kevin. Good morning, Kevin, out in Romulus. What's going on, Kev?
Hi. I'm 54 years old. I own my house. Well, I owe $18,000 on my house in Romulus, and I need some repairs on the house. I need to borrow about $70,000, and I'm wondering what's
more than
the best way to get that money.
What's the house worth?
I don't know that it could pass inspection right now. It needs foundation work.
Okay,
but I'm guessing around $100,000.
I mean, you can go to
$3K.
Yeah, well, not necessarily, man. I mean, the foundation. How bad's the foundation? I mean, it's bad.
It's starting to crumble. I'm going to have the foundation on one side of the house rebuilt.
Mm-hmm. There's, depending on how bad the foundation is, there's a product. It's an FHA 203K, so it's basically a rehabilitation loan. You can do it on a purchase or a refinance. It's a lot of work, but I'm happy to do it for you, man.
Well, what's important here is finding out what the homes are selling for around him. Is he putting the $70,000 in, and they're only selling for $100,000?
Yeah, that's not a great.
No. So what are they selling for?
No, they're selling for around $150.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Yeah, Kevin, it's a great call. Like I said, so basically the way that this product works is we get you what's called a cost consultant. And they go in and you say, listen, I got to fix the foundation. I want to do the roof and paint this room and this and that, whatever. And we get contractor bids and we go from there. I mean, it's a good product.
And Alex,
man.
as you know, it's truly the only loan out there, Kevin. And the reason why is that appraisal will come back and it'll say that the house has problems, deficiencies.
Yeah.
And you'll never be able to close. Right. You're never able to close on either an FHA, a VA. Those loans are they're not in play. So the only way to do this is using this rehab loan, the FHA 203K product, because it doesn't matter the condition of the house, because the reason you're taking the money out is to go ahead and fix those items. That it's not the money gets handed to you. The contractors get half the money, and then when the project's complete, they get the other half. So it really is the only product, and I think it's going to work perfect for you. I think it's a great call.
Excellent.
Cool.
Yeah, Kev, we'll call for the show, buddy.
All right, we'll follow up with you. Thanks, my man.
Thanks, dude.
Thank you.
Yep,
and Dan, you threw out the most important question. What are homes worth in your neighborhood? He said $150,000. He owes $18,000. Give him another $70,000. If he owes $88,000 and his house is brand new, I mean, that's a lot of money to put into a house. And again, it's not going to be a 3,000 or 4,000 square foot home. He can really make this house gorgeous. I mean, right.
And that program, that loan is a great way for people to pick their own items out, get the colors they want, get the cabinets they want. We've done a few of them, and people are very happy with them.
All right, I got tons of shout outs here. My buddy Rick's in town from California. A quick shout out to Rick and Jacob who are riding around. And we did Cedar Point the other day. Still, they got a special if you're a Michigan resident, right? I mean, it's still a lot of fun to go out there. Shout outs to my home improvement guys who have been kicking it. I know Scotty this morning said he had a few runs to make on windows. A lot of families have put off those home improvement projects. Alex, if you need a roof on your house, you got to do it now. Don't wait around for this winter. Energy efficient things such as windows, new doors, awesome stuff. Get that stuff done. Those are energy efficient items. And overall, that's what you need to keep the house in the structure. If it's a foundation issue, go ahead and address those crawl space issues, any of the foundation issues. Get those handled now. We're not talking cosmetic repairs. Those you can do anytime. But definitely do the heavier duty
obviously,
stuff.
I mean, owning a home, it's work. I mean, it is. I mean, there's benefits to it, and it's risk reward. Mm-hmm. But I mean, like you said, address it now. I mean, it's not going to go away. Like Kevin's last call, the foundation, it's not getting better, man.
No, when you have a home, you have to do routine maintenance, preventive maintenance.
That's way better than what I said.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying.
I say work. You say, of course, the realtor says routine maintenance.
Softer way of saying it's going to cost you money.
Right, exactly. But it's important, and people look at that. If we pull, some buyers go as far as pulling out the furnace filter to see if it's been changed recently, because that's kind of indicative of how
change it every year, don't you?
I think it's more than that.
Don't you? I change mine every 6 months, but that's just
Yeah,
I have a dog.
Let's throw in all those other items. Oh, how about the heating and cooling systems? I mean, definitely now is the time to fix it. You don't want to let the heat, it's going to croak on you in November, December when the weather changes. Plumbing issues. I mean, these are all beneficial to maintaining the structure of the house, the integrity of the house.
Well, you notice another one is radon testing. We have a lot of people that don't know that your home have radon. My parents actually didn't know. My mom had bad allergies.
They plug in and you just don't they buzz?
No, this is
$1,400 or more.
Yeah, but if they do have a problem, you can get it fixed.
Oh, I was thinking of the carbon monoxide.
Oh yeah, exactly. No, that's the radon. Something different comes from the earth.
248-539-9797 would definitely have some open lines
From the
there.
earth?
From the earth. We have open lines. Definitely want to hear from you. There's a lot of things we want to discuss. Some of the do's and don'ts in the middle of a transaction. One of the things is, Stan, is that always the constant what's going on with the real estate agents and the mortgage guy. And again, you're saved by the bell here. It's 9:41. When we come back, we're going to get into it. Little what goes on, the discussions between the real estate agents and your lender, right when we come back.
Facing a divorce or custody issues? Thinking about handling it yourself? Don't take that chance with your future. Call Adam, protecting men's rights for over 25 years. Call Adam today at 248-356-ADAM or visit adamdivorcelaw.com.
With 1 week fantasy football at DraftKings.com, every game feels like the playoffs. And every moment could take you closer to a life-changing payday. Play when you want and pick a new team every time you play. This isn't fantasy as usual. This is DraftKings. Welcome to the big time. It all starts week 1 with the $10 million Millionaire Maker Contest. Go to DraftKings.com and use promo code Detroit to play for free for your shot at the $2 million top prize. That's Detroit for free entry at DraftKings.com.
At AAA, we believe that sometimes less is more, like a score in golf, or the number of mosquitoes at a barbecue, and especially car accidents. Well, 0 accidents would be ideal, but say you're in one. Normally, you have to make call after call to a tow company, a claims agent, a repair shop, and a rental service. Not with auto insurance through AAA, because you get accident assist free with every policy. And that means one call does it all. Yep, just one call for your tow, claim, repairs, and rental. See? Less. But not only that, you'll pay less money for your auto insurance, like an average of $408 less, which means you can afford to do a lot more. One call, less money out of your wallet. It's just another way you can expect something more with auto insurance through AAA. Call 1-800-AAA-MORE to get a quote today. Insurance underwritten by Auto Club Insurance Association, Auto Club Group Insurance Company, or Member Select Insurance Company. New customers saved an average of $408 a year. Savings were based on 2014 results provided by new customers reporting dollar differences between past carriers and insurance through AAA.
Nothing beats the smell of a sweet deal on a warm summer day. For a limited time, get a free 4G LTE phone or up to $100 off when you switch to Boost Mobile. Now that's a sweet deal, and we're making sure everyone knows it. I'll hit you with it again. Get a free 4G LTE phone like the Moto E, the ZTE Speed, or the LG Tribute, or up to $100 off select phones. Now go ahead, follow that sweet new deal smell down to your nearest Boost Mobile retailer for details. Offer ends 9/30/15. Available for new monthly plan activations porting from non-Sprint related carriers at participating dealers in select market for select devices. While supplies last, excludes BoostMobile.com or national retailers. Requires activation on monthly plan $35 or greater and payment at first month service. Discount applied towards purchase of phone, excludes taxes. Boost has no annual contracts. Taxes and fees may apply when adding funds to accounts. Coverage and offers not available everywhere. Offer prohibited use rules and other restrictions apply. See participating dealer for details.
Welcome to There's Still Time to Win Town. $40,000 grand prize town. Greektown Casino Hotel, home of Greekopoly. Collect game pieces to win your share of $3 million in prizes. And all participants are eligible to be a $10,000 winner in the $40,000 grand prize drawings on September 24th. Play Greekopoly now, only at Greektown Casino Hotel, in the middle of everywhere town.
Must be at least 21 to gamble. Visit GT Rewards for details.
It's pull-ahead time at Jim Carsley Buick GMC. We'll get you out of any lease 4 months early, plus
$1,000 below employee pricing on a 2015 GMC Sierra. 24-month loyalty lease for only $155 a month. $999 down and no doc fee. Hurry, offer ends August 31st.
Jim Carsley, 16 and a half in Gratiot in Clinton Township.
The eyes you're born with are the ones you keep. They don't even grow much. Think
Think about this. Many children need eyeglasses or contacts and don't even know it because the screening they get at school isn't always enough. Eye problems can affect learning and behavior throughout your child's life. But a comprehensive eye exam can change all that. Shouldn't your child see an eye doctor yearly? Find one near you at thinkaboutyouryes.com. Your child's vision is nothing to play with. Brought to you by the American Optometric Association.
97.1 The Ticket is proud to welcome Buff Wayland Chevrolet as a partner in the Student Heart Check program. Throughout this baseball season, anytime Buff Wayland Chevrolet sells a vehicle, they will make a donation to the Student Heart Check program. That means every time someone buys a vehicle at Buff Wayland Chevrolet, it could help save a life by funding healthy heart check screenings. Go to Buff Wayland Chevrolet, our partner in the 97.1 The Ticket Student Heart Check program. Donate anytime at cbsdetroit.com/student heart check.
You can now watch Valenti and Foster live streaming video afternoons 2 to 6 at 971theticket.com.
All right, welcome back. It's 9:46. If you're just tuning in, it's the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call all day long, all week long at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Hey, you're going to save a ton on closing costs. Get that approval in a timely manner. Usually most purchases between 30 and 40 days. Actually closed one yesterday. Alex, I got the record for 2014 business days on a purchase. Closed. Want to thank the client out there, Rob. I can't say his last name, but he's a wonderful guy and organized. And when you're dealing with great buyers who put together their documentation the right way, it makes everything
I was going to
very
say
smooth.
the exact thing.
That's the key.
If there's a direct correspondence between having good credit, being organized, and the time it takes to close. If your credit's dinged up and I can't track the funds to close and you're working 3 jobs and there's a lot of factors that go into it, it's going to take longer.
Well,
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, everything had to be working right. Title guys were on top of it, or appraisal came in quick for you. That's nice.
He's able to turn around, get a quick homeowner's insurance policy, shopped it aggressively for the first couple days, and then decided he was going
My
with.
buddy Tony, same thing, start to finish, 20 days.
Perfect.
Bought a
It
new
can be
house.
done. 248-539-9797 if you want to buy a house and close in a timely manner. Better yet, if you're a real estate agent, we said we're going to talk about those things, and you want your commission sooner, you might want to start referring to Capital Mortgage Funding. Get the job done and save your clients some money. Hey, let's go with some calls here. We've got a Marty out there in West Bloomfield. Good morning, Marty. Welcome to our show.
Yes, thank you.
Good morning, sir.
I've got a unique yet complicated situation. We live in West Bloomfield, and our house is paid off. We're looking to move to Ann Arbor because our kids go there. They're in a private school. We've been driving back and forth for the past 4 years, which is wear and tear and the safety issue about driving on these freeways. In any case, the homes in Ann Arbor are considerably more than what our house is worth. And if we even find one, we've been looking for 2 years now. And the discrepancy that we have with my wife is this. She wants to put in quite a bit of money to get more market value for our house here in West Bloomfield. It's worth about $300,000 now. A similar house just sold for $355,000. But their house, they didn't put anything into it. It was already brought up to date. If we bring it up, we have to put at least $20,000 into the house. She wants to do even more than that, and I keep on arguing the more we put in doesn't make a difference. We may sell it quicker, but we're still going to end up with the same kind of money after commissions.
Have you talked to a realtor, Marty?
Yeah, you need a market analysis on your home, what the high-end homes selling for in the neighborhood are, and what the low-end are, and what it's going to cost you to get it done. And it's just a financial situation where you have to figure out, is it cost-effective to get that done? A home that is completely done and looks nice is going to show better, command more showings, which would hopefully result in multiple offers or, a good offer. Then you have on the other spectrum of someone who's coming by to look at a home for an investment purpose, and they're going to probably beat you up over the price even more than you have it listed at. And it just comes down to, what do you need to do? And you shouldn't be doing, hopefully there's no major items. It's cosmetic paint and, carpet, fresh flooring go a long way in a house. They really do. Even doing stuff like you can reface your cabinets, you can paint your cabinets. Those things, people are very visual when they come in. It has to look really good, and under the surface it can be lacking a little bit. But I do suggest you put money in the home. How much is undetermined?
Yeah, you got to go check it out.
Until you find out what the homes are going for.
Hey, Marty, you know what scares me is, come on, 2.5 years and looking for a house in Ann Arbor. even if you sell your house, what's going to happen? I mean, what are you looking for? Why? There's been a lot of great homes sold over 2.5 years.
Marty,
That's what scares me
too. Where do you work?
I'm retired.
Okay.
Well, you didn't see any houses.
The houses in Ann Arbor are overvalued. People are asking like almost $100,000 more.
They're not overvalued because that's what people are paying for them.
Yeah, we get people all the time that give us criteria. Here's what I want. Here's everything, and then say, okay, what do you got? It doesn't exist. Then I'll go back and show them nothing exists like that.
Right.
So you could be looking forever, Marty, and your home won't pop up. You have to find out realistically in your price range what is there for sale.
What would work for you also, too? I think it's sort of sit down with more professional people. Definitely, we're going to be following up after the show, Marty. Maybe I can get some other agents out there just to give you some additional opinions. It doesn't mean your agent has failed you. It just means maybe you need a little bit more knowledge and perspective on selling the house and figuring out how much you're going to put into it. It's a great call, Marty. Thanks a lot. We appreciate it.
See you, buddy.
All right, 9:51. We got time for a couple more. Let's try Harrison out in Southfield. Good morning, Harrison. You've got a question about reverse mortgages, and you better turn down that radio, sir. Oh, come on. Forget that. I mean, honestly, I've been listening to radio for a long time since I've been born.
I put him back on hold. I put him back on hold. I didn't hang up on him.
Hey, if you're listening, Harrison, turn down your...
then he hung up on me. That's nice.
We'll call you after and ask why you've never heard that before to turn off the radio.
And the funny is, Gunny back there answering the phone. I know he's like, okay, turn the radio down. And we got people like, okay.
Until they get you in there. I brought up the FHA changes. We'll go back to the real estate stuff too, but FHA changes are taking place. One of the significant changes, because it is sort of a big one, because a lot of our first-time home buyers are the younger people that just graduated college. They are going to start using, it's going to count against you, folks. September 14th, the FHA changes, deferred student loans will count against you. You need to get the document. That's the hardest part, is getting the documentation to show what your minimum monthly payment's going to be. So there are significant changes coming down the line here, whether it be FHA. We talked about the rural development loans that have some changes. And again, FHA's stuck their nose out a little bit. They have a new handbook with new guidelines. And if you're out there searching for a home, you might want to hurry up a little bit. Again, if your ratio's in question, you might want to hurry up and get that offer in. Dan, I think we have time to maybe go over a few of these things. We had a few of them. Really just talk about the agents getting if there's an addendum to the purchase agreement, getting it done now.
Sure.
How time and how days slip by and things don't get done.
Well, we know, all purchase agreements, not all of them, but most of them have addendums. You have the seller's disclosure, which is addendum, but general addendums. You're buying a condo that has addendum. An FHA has an addendum. If you have a septic tank, that has an addendum. There's a number of different things that require that addendum, and it needs to be in there because that's a major part of, like an FHA, it spells out how much money you're asking back for if you're asking for something back.
After inspection, if something needs to be renegotiated, including the price.
Sure, because you have the FHA inspector who's going to tell you what needs to be done, who's responsible for it. It spells out, is the seller going to be responsible for X amount or is the buyer, and up to what price. So if they agree that the seller will pay up to $1,000, if it's over $1,000, then you have to figure out who's going to pay for that. So there's a lot of addendums, and addendums are part of a purchase agreement. They usually don't come after unless you renegotiate something.
Right. And again, after the appraisal comes back, there could be repairs that are in question. After inspection comes back, they can renegotiate a sales price. I wrote down a few of them that have really things to avoid if you're in the middle of a transaction, whether you're a real estate agent involved with the lender or not. But besides getting those addendums in a timely fashion, make sure everything's legible. All the documents that you're turning into the lender and to the buyer, and so those have to be legible. Otherwise, your lender can't read those documents. Getting the homeowner's insurance information, the homeowners association information up front. We have to order a plethora of information, especially on condominium purchases, and we have to document in your subdivisions whether or not there's an association fee. We need the names and numbers of the associations. These items have to be in writing. So if you're listing a house, if you're a listing agent out there and you've got 10 homes listed and you don't know of any of those associations, you're not really doing your job. You might want to get involved with that. Call those sellers up and find out. Also, 5 days before the closing, you're telling me you want to use your title company. That's not how it works. If you specifically have language in your purchase agreement, and I'm again, Alex, and I know it's going to get you started. If you're just dead out, you got to use your title company.
We have a minute left. You're going to be all jacked up now?
We need to have that information ahead of time. So there's a lot of different things that you can do, whether you're the real estate agent. Who are you in this transaction?
Here's the thing.
To make it go smooth?
Here's the thing. I don't care who you use for title. It's a mortgage policy. It's a buyer's policy. My clients can choose whomever they want to do their title work. I don't care. I don't know what the big hang up on using a specific title company is. I mean, I would imagine you're probably getting, a gas card or something, it's a huge deal. I don't know what the problem is.
I don't know either.
I had one the other day that said, well, it'll take me a few weeks. to get this. That's what the email said. This lady said, it'll take me a few weeks to get this. I canceled it right away in order through Title I.
Exactly, and it doesn't take a few
I got it
weeks.
in 24 hours.
Right.
That's why I use Title I.
Yeah.
Or Complete Title, or whoever we use.
Yeah, exactly.
Gentlemen, that's the music that says it's another end of the Hardcore Mortgage Show. I want to appreciate all the callers for calling in. Again, it's the fastest hour in radio. If you need a mortgage, be sure to call Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. We've got to go. We got Pat
Happy
Caputo
birthday,
coming up
buddy,
with
one more
sports.
time.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I appreciate that, Alex. And again, want to thank all the people that called in. Call Capital Mortgage at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. We will see you not next Saturday. Have a nice Labor Day. We'll see you the following week. Keep it here on 97.1 The Ticket.
Hi, Harry Glanz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, and they're not going down to zero. So what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. If you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
Great Clips wonders, what would you do with more minutes?
I would explore new planets and galaxies and study space. I think I'd build a robot to go through the sun and then report back to Earth. And I'll just be like, whoa, what was that?
Save more minutes for the stuff you love when you use online check-in to get your back-to-school haircut at Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Over 95 Detroit area salons.
The American Red Cross and Suburban Propane are teaming up this summer to have enough blood for patients in need. We need your help, and the only source